guys, it's Naseem here. Now, before I start, I want to say that the Pixel 6a is the most underrated phone that you can buy in the market. And when I say underrated, I mean criminally underrated. And the reason that this phone is underrated is because not only does it do what most flagships are able to do, but it does it at a much cheaper price, which gives you better value. And I'm not gonna lie, the iPhone 14 is a mid-tier phone, and I would say that the Pixel 6a is an overall better phone because you can get very identical internals for literally half the price. The Pixel 6a has a really good chip that can handle any app that you throw at it. It has a really great display that looks exactly the same as the iPhone 14. It has a really good battery life that can last you all day, and it has that signature Google software that is top tier when it comes to integration and smoothness. And even though I think that the Pixel 6a is a criminally underrated phone, I still wanted to share my experience to let you guys know why this phone deserves so much love. Now, the Pixel 6a has a 6.1 inch 1080p display that I must say was one of the best displays that you can get on the phone when it comes to this price. I really love the fact that it was very comparable to many mid-range phones in terms of viewer experience. The 60Hz refresh rate felt a little rocky when I first got the phone, but after a while of using it, it was as smooth as ever. Like right here, you can see me scrolling through the OS, and it looks very comparable to a lot of top tier flagships. Doing simple things like scrolling through the app manager and being on social media were much better. And also, speaking of display, right here you can see that the colors are vibrant, the resolution was pretty amazing, it didn't look too saturated, and the whole experience was much better than I expected. Now, one problem that I had with the screen was that the brightness was severely lacking, especially when you compare it to many other phones. But honestly, I'm not going to complain too much because this phone is significantly cheaper. But one thing that I will say is I'm trying to give Google some more advice on the next year's 7a, so the brightness can definitely be improved even though it's a cheaper phone. And for example, whenever I was on location for work, I will be outside on a sunny day and pull out my phone, and as soon as I turn the brightness all the way up, I still can't see well, which was very underwhelming. And the last problem that I had with the screen was that the fingerprint sensor wasn't that good. Like right here, you can see that I have to hold my finger on the display for a longer period of time, and there were many times where it couldn't read my finger at all. So hopefully Google can implement an update to really fix this problem, because don't get me wrong, it's not as bad as the 6 and 6 Pro when they first came out, but it definitely needs work. Now, the software on the Pixel 6a really gave me the exact same experience as the 6 Pro, 7 Pro, 7, and 6. But one thing that I will say is that just like those phones, it held up really well. It ran really smooth and was still able to feel premium despite its price. I enjoyed the very simplistic customization. The fact that I had so many built-in wallpapers to choose from, and the fact that I could change my UI's palettes made it a very enjoyable experience. And the only things that I didn't like was the fact that I couldn't remove the bottom Google bar, and also the date and time couldn't move either. And I'm the type of person that usually likes a cleaner aesthetic, but it really couldn't be done when they were in the way. The responsiveness was pretty good. I never really got any crazy app crashes, but there were some times where I would be trying to close my apps and it would kind of freeze on me for a little bit, but then start working again. But besides the minor freezes, I still really enjoyed the software on the Pixel 6a. To me, it felt amazing because I was also using all Google apps, and since they're all connected, I got a really great ecosystem type feel. Now, I'll usually get 5 to 6 hours of on-screen time, which was a really good amount of usage to put a strain on the battery, and I was doing things like watching YouTube videos, playing games, planning videos, and also taking pictures, which was fairly heavy use. And even after putting all that strain on the battery, I would end my day with about 15% battery left, which wasn't that bad, but still was enough to get me through the day. And also take into consideration the fact that I wasn't using power saving mode, so if you are a heavy user, this phone is great and will last you all day. Now, something else that I loved about the battery was the fact that it had pretty fast charging speeds. Like there were times where I forgot to charge my phone and had to charge it while I was getting ready for work, and it would take me a little over an hour to get ready, and by the time I was done, my phone will be on 100%, which more than likely will last me the whole day. Now, just like any other Pixel, the camera on the Pixel 6a was one of my favorite things that I loved about this phone. It has some of the best photos, and in my personal opinion, I think that it has the best photos out of any other phone that is close to this price range. Like when we look at the daytime outside photos, we can see that these were very vibrant, sharp, very colorful. They made my face look really nice, and they made the overall vibe of the pictures look really good, and that's something that I really can vouch for. Now, when we look at the inside daytime photos, we can see that the camera was still amazing, the colors were very accurate, my skin still looked really good, and it brightened up the photo even though there was less lighting, and it was also very comparable to the Pixel 7. And now when we look at the nighttime outside photos, we can see that the sky still looked amazing, the colors of objects still look really good, my skin tone was a little bit lighter but still looked really good, and it really brought in a great amount of light to help the photo. And now when it comes to video quality, I would say that the Pixel 6a is the best out of any phone in this price range, and to show you guys what I mean, I'm gonna show you a video example to show you how it really is. So here's the final question. Should you buy the Pixel 6a? Well, if I'm being honest, I would say yes, because you really do get a great value. But if you aren't really into the 6a, you can also get the 6 or the 6 Pro if you want a higher quality phone for a really cheap price, because again, those phones are on sale now, so I really do think that's the better option. But if you do want the Pixel 6a, you'll be really satisfied, and I really do think it's a great phone. It has minor freezes here and there, but again, it's not that much of a problem. And there it is, my review on the Pixel 6a. Now, let me know down in the comments, do you guys agree with my opinion? And really, do you think that it's criminally underrated? Also, I really wanted to touch on the fact that people were really getting on this phone for having 60 Hertz, but then you have an iPhone 14 Plus that has 60 Hertz, and that phone costs way more money. And also share your opinion on that, because I want to know, you know what I'm saying, why people are tripping. And if you guys made it to the end of this video, I would like to say thank you for sticking around, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe. It'll be very appreciated. And as far as social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.